So we were seeing sets. So this is what we saw in the previous class. I'll just summarize what we saw. We can create groups in three ways, right? So we can create groups in three ways. Of course, 1 second.
Okay.
WhatsApp is enough. Okay, good then. So 1 second. Okay, so in the previous class, so we have seen multiple ways of creating groups and sets. So groups, of course, I selected from here and clicked on here and created a group, and right again I clicked here and created a group. Again I right clicked on the dimension and went here and created a group. So here the dimension members are there. Now here the dimension members are there. So what I did is I selected I created multiple groups from here. So this is the group window. Remember that, very important. Okay, group window. Next, so what I'll do here is, then what I did, then I went for sets. So I created sets. So I created set in a simple way. So I think what I did is, in the previous class I created a set from here, and then later on, right, I created a set from the dimension directly, right? So this is what I did. So here what I did that day is, right, I selected top some values, right, top or bottom some values. So bottom 10 by sum of sales, or bottom 15 by sum of sales, or parameter, I think, right, I selected a parameter that day. So created a parameter. So in the previous class itself I showed you how to create a parameter. So this is what I did, right? And where is parameter? Here the parameter is show parameter control. So here it is. So right here the parameter is here. Now, so this is what we saw in the previous class. Of course, I mean, what is happening here? The set is not there in the chart. That's why, right, we are not seeing anything. Now, so here, right, I was changing this. The values which are part of the set were changing. But I told you, you will not get your requirements asking to write show both in and out, or in only or out only. You will not get requirements like that. Your requirements will be, see, I want to see top 10 by sum of sales. I want to see bottom, so products which are with respect to profit. Such kind of requirements you will get. For such kind of requirements, right, you should show only in. So most of the times, so you can go here and say show members in a set, right? So this you can do, and of course you can remove the subcategory. So now of course the values which are part of the set will keep changing like this. Okay, so the values which are part of the set will keep changing like this. Okay, so that's how it is. Okay, so this is how you can change the values, no problem, right? So this is how the values will be changing now. So this is what I have showed you. And what did the question which I rose in the last class? We can achieve this through filter itself, right? Why should I go for a set? That's the question, right, which I raised. So this thing, right, where I'm dynamically, right, changing the values of a set, I can do that through filter. User will not ask you how you are doing it. He'll just ask you the output. He'll just right, raise a requirement. That's all it is. So you can achieve that requirement in multiple ways, no problem. Nobody will question you. Then why should you go for a set when you can easily achieve through filter, right? So that's the question, right? So why should you go for a set? Now I'll show you this scenario. Okay, so until now everything clear? At least did you remember bits and pieces here and there what we saw in the previous class? Shall I proceed?
But can you just show one more time, like how we created this set, okay?
Which one, which you are seeing on my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm doing a control Z. Observe that.
Okay. Thank you.
Hmm. Okay. So now again I'm creating a set. Directly I'm going to dimension, I'm right clicking on it and create a set. Right here. Sets cannot be created on measures. Okay, remember that. So I went here. This window we have seen already in filters. The same window I'm using here also. So I went to top. That means top or bottom, anything. So you can select what you want and go here and create a new parameter. So you can select the values, right? And of course here, I mean, you can do this. Click OK, right? So I did this. Now, if you just show the parameter, nothing will happen because it is not linked to the chart in any way, right? So that's why I dragged and dropped set here. Set is showing in and out, but generally that will not be the case as I told you. So you need to see only in show members in set, right? Of course, you don't need this subcategory now. Now, if you change the parameter, the values will be changing. Got it? So that's how I created it. Okay.
Okay, got it now. Thank you.
Okay. So let's proceed. 1 second, give me a second. So, Yuvraj, this is Usha. I got a mail from Brad. I mean, so even you are CC'd in that. So I'm just a bit confused how to reply to that because we didn't work on macro or anything. It's just pretty much straightforward. Okay, that's done. So I was handling both the things and my office meeting and this. Okay, coming back here. So that's that when. So now, so why should we go for sets? I mean, when you can achieve the same output what I got in the previous sheet through a filter, so you can do it very easily, right? So I use the parameter in the filter also the same way. So when I showed you parameter, then why should we go for a set? So why the set concept is needed at all in Tableau? For example, you got a scenario. Your scenario is this. So let's say in a retail store, you have 1,000 products. So in a retail store, you have 1,000 products. Your client, right? I mean, so you got a new CEO. So you want to first of all do this, right? I want to see what are the top 10 selling products in my store and what are the bottom 10 selling products in my store. Straight away, this is your requirement. Okay, straight away, this is your requirement. I want to see top 10 and bottom 10. So what you will say, right? How you will achieve that? What does that mean exactly? I'll show you here. Okay, practically. So what does that mean? For example, I'm doing on a right subcategory here. You later on do it with the state or product something. Okay, so don't do it with subcategory. Now I'm selecting top. So let's say these are top with respect to sales, right? I can create a set, no problem. I'll go here, create set. So top I'll give. So done there. Right click OK. Next, here of course. So if you see here, again I will select some dimension members. So let's say these are top, bottom, right? So these are top and these are bottom. What is my client requirement? My client is asking, I want to see both the top and bottom in a single chart so that I can take a decision, right? I want to see both the top and bottom in a single chart. That means only top 10 and bottom 10 out of 1,000 products. All I'm asking is top 10 and bottom 10. So that top 10, they are selling very high, right? So I'll try to increase their profit or margin, something. I'll take a decision based on that. Bottom 10 are there. I'll remove them from the store. Out of 1,000 products, if something is at the bottom 10, that means they are not all selling properly. So by seeing their sales, maybe I'll remove it from the store. Not needed, unnecessary maintenance charges, right? So that's my requirement. I want to see both the top and the bottom in a single output or single visualization. How can I do that? How can I do that? Huh? How can I do that? How can I do that? What? No response. Did I mute it? No, right? Okay. So how can I do that? You can't pretty much right straight away go and right do just like that because it's not possible. Here in is there and here also in is there. I want this in and this in. I don't want this out and I don't want this out. I don't want this out. If I go here and click on show members in set, it will not work properly, right? So that bottom is removed. So it will not work that way. So what should you do? There is only one way of doing this, that is by combining the sets. So right click, select both the sets, right click and say create combined set, right? So create combined sets. So that is the only way of doing it. So create combined sets. That's how it is. So combined sets. You see here all Venn diagram options are there. So whatever you want, however you want, you can combine two different sets of data together in a single output. Apart from sets, there is no other way. Apart from sets, there is no other way. Okay. So you can combine right two different sets of data, only by combined sets option. There is no other way. All members in both sets, shared members in both sets, bottom except shared, top except shared. So however you want, what option you want based on your requirement, right? So you can see. So you might get a requirement, right? Saying that, see, I want, right? So let's say you are doing asset management. In asset management, is different share details will be there, right? Share prices and company details. So I want to see what are all there in this mutual fund policy, right? I want to remove them from that mutual fund policy. That means bottom except shade or top except shade, right? Understood? So, right, A only, B only, A or B, A and B. So like this, you'll get requirements, right? So that's how it is, Venn diagram options. So this is the only way of doing it. So combine both the sets like this. So combine here. So you can drag and drop it here, right? So combined, you can do it here. Now you see this in is in and this in is in. Got it? So this in is in and this in is in. So I combine both of them together and I'm showing the output. Now is my requirement done? Is my requirement done? Is my requirement done?
No, you need to take out the bottom thing.
I need only top and bottom. I don't want in between values. Right? Out of 1000, I need only top 10, bottom 10. I don't want remaining 980 items. So I don't want this. So remove that. Not needed. Go there and say show members instead. Now the output is done. You don't need subcategory anymore. Got it? This is the reason why you should go for a combined sets. Why you should go for a sets first of all. Okay, so there is no other way you can achieve this output in Tableau. So there is no other way you can achieve this output in Tableau. Only through sets you can achieve this. Got it? Only through sets you can achieve this. There is no other way you can achieve this in Tableau. Got it? Clear? So this can be achieved only through sets, that is combining different sets of data or combinations of data, right? So that you can do only through this, only through sets. You cannot do it in any other way. Got it? Okay, good then. So let's proceed. Next, same requirement, same requirement. Now my client, I mean, he saw, okay, he saw this output. Okay, you are showing me top and bottom. I'm happy with it, no problem. But yeah, when I am showing here numbers, I'm showing sales only for all of them. These are top performing dimension members with respect to sales only. These are bottom performing dimension members with respect to sales only. So why you are showing sales only? You show me profit here, right? Sometimes sales might be very good, but without good profit, that doesn't mean anything. So I want to see profit here, right? So I want to see profit here, and at the same time, I want to see, right, sales here. So if the sales is too less or quantity here, right, if they are selling too less, I'll remove them from the store. And these things right? If their right profit is also very less, right, then margin is very less. So that means even if sales is good, that doesn't make any sense. So I want to find out what is the margin here, profit margin. So and what I want to find out how much quantity they are selling. So with respect to top values, I want to see profit. With respect to bottom values, I want to see quantity, or I want to see sales, anything like that. How can you do that? Understood? For top I want to see this one, and for bottom I want to see this one. So how we can do that? How we can do that? So like this, you can use sets in calculations. You can use sets in calculations. How exactly? This is how it is. So let's say I'm creating a calculate field here. So this is how I'm writing the calculation. Now if right, you know normal English if then else statement, right? Same thing here also. If for top, then profit, right? I should show profit, right? Right. Else if okay, let's say I'm showing bottom, right? So then right, I will show. So for bottom, what will show? Sales only or quantity, anything like that. Else for remaining things, for in between values, I'll show quantity or anything like that, right? So end. You understood this if then statement? You understood this if then else statement or not? Hmm.
No.
No. Okay. So what you didn't understand in this?
So if it is top, then it has to show the profit.
Yeah, it's profit only, right? Then profit only, right?
Yeah, profit is showing.
Uh,
Else it will show the bottom.
uh.
Then why is this? Then sales and quantity is coming there.
If it is not both of them, if it is not top and if it is not bottom, then some between values will be there, right? Okay.
Okay.
So those between values, I'm just showing quantity. Hmm?
Okay.
Okay. Hmm. Still, anybody? Any doubts, questions? Hmm. 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 So clear? Shall I proceed? So everybody understood? Okay. Okay. Good then. Now, so here, so this is how it is. So if top, then profit, else if bottom. So this is what I'm doing. Now, what is strange about this if then else statement? Generally, how the if then else statement will be? If sales greater than 10,000, then good, such kind of things, right? We will use comparison operators, right? Right. Generally, that's how you write if then else statement. So if even if you see example here, I'm trying to show some example here for you. Let's say, right, this one. This is how the if then else statement will be, right? If profit greater than or if sales greater than, such kind of things, right? So, but here you see there is no comparison operator. I'm not using any comparison operator there, right? So now you tell me, right? So you are seeing comparison operator there. So now you tell me, so what you understood, what is the strange behavior in this one?
Uh, like we are not mentioning how many top rows or bottom rows should be considered.
Yes. So that's how it is. So here we are not saying if top equal to accessories, if bottom equal to right chairs, if right bottom equal to table, such kind of things we are not doing here, right? So that's what we are not doing here. That means that straight away we are using the same dimension what we used to create the sets. Okay, so we should use the same, right? same dimension what we used to create the sets. You cannot use a different dimension. You cannot use, let's say, region or state, anything like that. This I told you in the previous class also. That's what is most important. So you cannot use a different, right? A different, so dimension especially, because we use subcategory to create sets. So you should use the same thing. You should not use a different thing. Chart will go wrong, right? Because this top will contain those top dimension members which are from subcategory only. So you see this. So we know that this in is equal to phone, state, storage, like that. If you pull in some other region or some other state, it will show wrong numbers. Okay, don't do that. Okay, anyway. So here you are seeing profit. So it is profit. How to cross verify? I'll pull in profit here. Okay, this is what I'll do. I'll pull in profit here. Okay, so here profit is there. So here you see 44, right? 26, 21, right? 17, like that. Right? So that is how it is. So you can see that clearly. Right? So 44, 26, 21, right? 17. Same numbers. So if you see tables, sales is very good. It is in top. But profit is not there. You are in loss. For bottom, what it should show? It should show sales. I'll remove top. I'll remove profit. So this might be a bit confusing, but if you get practiced, I mean, you'll. So for bottom, you see same numbers. It is showing sales dynamically. So like this, conditionally, you can display the data. Conditionally, you can display the data. So for top, you are showing profit. For bottom, you are showing this one. For other things, you are showing quantity. So that's how you are showing the values, right? So, right, when as per the requirement, you can do all these things by using sets only, right? So that's how it is. You can display the data conditionally by using sets like this. Okay. The same requirement you try by applying parameters here. So take that as assignment, right? So what I did here, I selected in the chart, right? Top, bottom values like this. You don't do that. You use parameter. In the first sheet I showed you, right? You use parameter. Right click on the dimension straight away. So we create set. There you set top 10, right? Top parameter value. So like that you do. Okay, dynamically. So dynamically, you will be changing the values. Dynamically, you will be changing the values which are displayed in this chart. Okay, so dynamically, you will be changing the values which are displayed in this chart. That is how it is. Got it? So that's how it is. So dynamically, so you can display the right numbers in this chart dynamically by using parameters and using sets. So you take that as assignment and do it. Now that we have seen both groups and sets, what are the differences you observed between groups and sets? What are the differences you observed between groups and sets?
Groups can be done on dimension as well as measures,
Mm-hmm.
and sets can be done only on measures.
Okay. So groups can be done
On both dimension and measure.
Mm-hmm. Good. Clear?
Set
Go ahead. Go ahead. Correct only. Go ahead.
Groups cannot be used in calculations. You
Mm-hmm.
can use calculation field.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Correct. Keep going. Still, you are seeing more differences, right? Hmm.
In sets, we can change the dynamical values also, but in groups,
Hmm.
no.
Keep going.
When a group is created, it is visible in the dimension shelf only, but when a set is created, it is visible in a separate shelf.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. Correct. What all you said is correct. I'm just asking for more. Okay. Don't think you're wrong such things. Okay. What all you said is correct. Yes, correct. I'll summarize at the
We
end.
can
Okay. What all you said is correct. All of you. Okay. Whoever has spoken until now. So what all you said is correct only.
combine the sets. We create new set.
Hmm.
In groups we can't combine.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. Hmm. Good. Okay. So this is what you said. Okay. I'll just summarize what all you said. So the point is, right? So the point here is, okay. So whenever sets are created, they go into separate shelf. So sets can be reused in calculation. So in sets, we can use a parameter. That is, sets are highly dynamic, right? Sets are highly dynamic. So sets are highly dynamic because we can use parameters in the sets. But groups are static. That's why we don't use groups in real time. We don't use groups in real time. We'll use sets only in real time. Why? Because sets are dynamic. As you told, groups can be created both on dimensions and measures, but sets will be created only on dimensions. On sets, we can even write calculations also, but groups generally we don't do it, but still we can do it, but will not do it. So sets are created in a separate shelf and groups are created as part of dimension shelf. And so in sets, in and out will be there. In groups, other will be there. So those are simple things, small things. But the most important thing is set is dynamic and set can be reused in calculations. Groups are static. That's why we don't use them in real time. Okay. So these are the differences between groups and sets. Okay. Okay. Good then. So any doubts, questions here before proceeding?
No.
Okay.
RK garu, like in the previous example which you have shown, like for the top part we are showing profits and the bottom part we are showing
Yes.
sales,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
So that in a particular chart at one time only we can't show them, right? We should change the properties again and show like.
No, we are doing it right. So if you are seeing here for top, say you see here tables is in top, right? It is showing profit here, right? So for top, I'm showing profit only right here. So I'm dynamically displaying it. Yeah, so the output here is sets, the calculation. See here, right? It is a sets calculation here. Okay, if for top then profit, else if bottom then sales, else quantity. So like that it is. Okay, got it. So I'm doing it. So the output of this calculation, I'm keeping it here. You see that, right? So if the dimension member subcategory is a part of top, so it will show profit by default. So that's the calculation. I'm using calculation output here. I'm not using sales, profit or anything. So this calculation itself will contain the values. Is that your doubt or am I did I misunderstand it?
No, that's my doubt. Like,
Tell me. So it is in the calculation itself. This calculation output will be, so for example, if accessories is in the top, for accessories it will show profit. If let's say tables is in the bottom, it will show sales. If supplies is not part of both, then it will show quantity. So like that, it will, the output of this calculation itself will give you that. Okay.
so a person like me, by seeing the chart, how can we identify whether it's
Okay.
quantity or?
See, that problem is there. Unless and until you are the person who asked for it. If other person sees, he can't understand, right? Obviously. So people, right? I mean, so okay, this one by seeing itself, you can say this is loss. Maybe it is profit field, but other things you can't do it. Yes, that is correct. You can't know without just by seeing. You can't tell whether it is profit or sales, anything like that. You can't do it. So that is for sure. We cannot do anything about it. Okay. So that is there. Okay. Okay. So next we will see calculations. Okay. So Next we will see calculations, or we will see blending. So blending is there, calculations are there, dashboards, action filters, still maybe one more, right? So let's see. So right, we'll see blending or calculations. Calculations, it will take almost 5-6 hours of class. So blending is just 1 hour class, right? What we'll do, we'll go with calculations only, or we'll go with blending. Okay. Still dashboard, action filter, server, all those things are there, that we'll see later. But in these two topics, or any topic we can see, but dashboard, action filter, I'll keep it to the end, because after seeing all topics here only, then only we'll go to that. Okay. Okay. Nothing. No decision. Okay, we'll go for blending or calculations. Even I am confused. Otherwise, it is fine. Okay. So calculations, we have almost 8 types of functions here in Tableau. We have almost 8 types of functions in Tableau, and as you are seeing here, out of 8 types of functions, we have almost somewhere around 250 to 300 functions are there in Tableau. If you see here, so if you see here, almost 250 300 functions. I didn't never counted it, I'm just telling an approximate number. So right, that many, right, functions are there here, calculations. So we'll see each one of them. So next to 5-6 hours of classes. Okay. So we'll start with somewhere with a string or anything. Even if we start, we can't go anywhere today. So even blending also we can't start today. So tomorrow's class we will see, right, blending or calculations. Okay. So I'll stop this here. Okay, this class. So in the next class, I'll continue with the remaining classes.